Good morning, my crash course wannabes. John Green is currently out of the office due to a paper cut, but we have a special treat in store for you.
Is this some sort of dessert?
Caroline, we have work to do.
Okay, who's the famous poet today?
E. Cummings.
Isn't he in jail?
What?
30% of all known victims related to E. Cummings die.
Oh no, you must mean the mosquito-borne EEE virus that's killed people all across the world.
I mean, he might be as interesting, so let's get started.
E. Cummings was born on October 14th, 1984, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, which, fun fact, was once ruled by a woman.
Immediately, it was known that he was academically gifted because of the fact that he studied Greek and Latin in high school, and then he eventually ended up attending Harvard University.
Wow, what a smarty pants. It's sad he can't be here with us today to tell us about his poems and what they truly mean.
Morgan, he's dead.
Oh, I thought he had a dentist appointment.
That's you. You have a dentist appointment today.
Oh.
Anyways, Cummings had decided to become a poet from a very young age. As a matter of fact, from the ages of 8 to 22, he wrote a poem per day.
He did this to strengthen his knowledge in traditional poetic forms.
It is thought that he has written approximately 2,900 poems, 2 autobiographical novels, 4 plays, and several essays.
What a man!
I completely agree.
Do you know what time it is?
5:24?
No, it's time for the secret compartment.
Oh my gosh, how could I forget? It's beautiful.
Wow. Water.
You know what that reminds me of?
What, Caroline?
It reminds me of rain.
Speaking of rain, Cummings actually has a poem with his opening lines about rain.
That was not a good segue, but we'll go with it anyway.
Anyways, along with his impressive collections of writing, he was also an avid painter.
You know, I'm also an avid painter.
Anyways, back to Cummings.
Oh yes, here are a few pieces of his artwork.
Although these are very beautiful, today we're going to be taking a look at his poem, I Have Found What You Are Like.
The title immediately gives us a clue as to what the poem is going to be about. We gain the knowledge that Cummings is going to be comparing his one true love to what he believes that he can most accurately represent her as through a metaphor.
Let's first just read through his poem and experience it. Now let's go through the poem and analyze the different techniques that E. Cummings utilizes.
The first thing that stands out is the second line where he compares her to the rain. Through this, he is personifying the rain, and this allows the reader to start to form certain characteristics in their head. Rain is calming, an incredible feat of nature, and provides growth.
The next thing to look at are the third and fourth stanzas. At the beginning of the third stanza, there is a parenthesis. You can see that the second parenthesis never actually appears to complete the pair.
This can show how at first he added the parenthesis, and then he got so caught up in talking about his love and describing all of his feelings for her that his thoughts just kept rushing out and he never remembered to include the second parenthesis.
We also immediately see an example of alliteration in the third stanza through his statement, "Who feathers frighten fields with a superior dust of sleep." This alliteration causes the reader to stumble over the sentences and not be able to read it as clearly as they could if he had chosen different wording. We also look at the fact in the beginning he didn't capitalize I, but he ended capitalizing the word who when he is talking about his love, which shows how he is directing all the attention of the poem straight to her.
We are also able to analyze what he is truly saying in the third and fourth stanza. He is personifying the rain by classifying it as who, and he's describing I'm sorry. We are also able to analyze what he's truly trying to say in the third and fourth stanza. He is personifying the rain by classifying it as who, and he's describing how the rain will fall onto flowers in the fields and cause them to droop almost as if they are sleeping.
Next, we are going to jump to the 8th and 10th lines. Cummings uses 2 different colors in these lines. He says green thrilling lights and new fragile flowers. Both are very happy colors in nature and represent healthy and satisfactory growth.
We can also notice the fact that there is no space between the words new and fragile, and that Cummings combines them to form one word. One possible reason that he chose to do this could be because he believes that in this love that he has formed, there is literally no space or no separation between new and fragile at this point in their relationship.
We can next look at line 11 and see another example of Cummings using punctuation to his advantage. All it says in line 11 is lurch and press, with a period thrown in right after the word lurch and before the word press.
This causes the reader to almost lurch throughout the sentence due to the out-of-the-blue period in this line. It allows the reader to feel this lurch that he feels due to how they have to stop for a second in the middle of the line due to the random period.
The next thing that stands out is the structure of the poem formed in lines 13 through 16. In these lines, he is talking about stuttering and singing. Through the spaced out structure that he forms, the reader ends up stuttering through a few lines and singing through some other ones throughout the poem, which is a really cool technique that he uses.
Throughout his poem, he uses imagery to entice the reader into a world of words. Cummings uses imagery when writing the air in utterable coolness, deeds of green thrilling light with thinned new fragile yellows. By incorporating the different colors in the air that he writes in utterable coldness, the reader can see that Cummings is referring to this person as being the green thrilling light with new fragile yellows.
Yes, and the colors symbolize things as well. Green can symbolize the exciting things this person can bring to his life, whereas the yellow fragments of light can be a metaphor for all of the fragile happiness that comes with excitement of this person.
Speaking of metaphors, there are so many different ones hidden within this poem. For example, one of the metaphors that Cummings uses is the poem as a whole. Cummings uses a metaphor that love is color in a colorless world and like rain that feathers frightened fields.
What does he mean by rain that feathers frightened fields?
It's a metaphor for saying that his love is the rain that is scary at first but waters the fields and helps them flourish. Love is what keeps the beautiful things in the field alive by watering them and helping them thrive.
That's a beautiful metaphor, saying that someone's love is the reason why the flowers bloom.
Thanks for coming to our crash course today.
Don't be shy. Turn it off.
Hey, Pete.
Stop.
Hey.
Stop.
Hey.
I said stop! You play too much!
Thanks for watching our crash course today. I hope you learned something.
Oh, no.
Really quick, please. Thank you.
Bye, Gary. What do you have in the dryer? What the are you going to do?
I
Now.
really thought you were supposed to say it. So I've been sitting here this whole time. Ow. I just ripped my underwear.
She's a stroke.
There you go.
E.E. Cummings,
You know who drank rain?
Hitler. And you want to know what rain is? Basically communism. So therefore,
E.E. Cummings
Killed the
the
Jews.
Jews.